Hi everybody, Captain Bill Saiff III. The back deck with my old buddies from the state of New Hampshire. I got Joe Butts here. I got John Cornish on the rod, Jimmy Roy, my buddy Jeff McDowell. He used to help me all the time on Lake Ontario. He's working the camera here today. And John's got a good fish in here at the back of the boat. I'm going to pull the net. I want to show some of these early browns right here, Jeff. John, you're going to come right over my shoulder. This is a pretty good brown. Come right tight to me. Easy. Stay here, John. Come right to me. What we're going to do, Dave, this fish is run. He's got an enormous brown on. Step right here now. Follow your fish. What we're going to do is this brown comes up the back of the boat is I'm going to switch. I'm going to put John on the upwind side of the fish. I'm going to get underneath him so that he can drag that brown across, and we're going to scoop this way with the net. Two reasons. Number one, it puts the net man in the best position. Number two, if the hook comes out of that brown, it's going to go by the net man and it's going to go by the angler, and nobody's going to get hurt. So I'm going to switch with him right now. Come on right in on the side of the boat, John. Jeff, move back, please. Wide out here just a little bit. Now we're in the correct position. And Dave Zingardi's going to hold me right in position on this fish coming up the sideline. Now I want you to wind down, lower and wind down. We can see the bead chain coming up. And we're in a heavy crosswind situation. Wheel to the left, Dave. He's right here at 7. I'm coordinating with my guy at the helm at all times because I want him to know exactly where that fish is. Let's take a look right here in the water, Jeff. Coming right here. You're not going to see him quite yet. He's still murky water conditions, so he's staying down. But you can see the bead chain, which means we're within 6 or 7 feet of the business end of this fight. A huge brown, huge Dave. Come to the left just a little. Wind down one more time, John. Easy. Neutral. Easy. Okay, wind down to him, John. Forward, Dave. Raise him, John. Neutral. Wind down, raise him. Easy, John. Easy. Wind down. Forward, Dave. Easy. Just try to set the pressure. If you feel the drag coming off, John, don't raise him any higher. Stay right tight over my shoulder. Beautiful big brown to start the day with here today on Lake Ontario. Wind down one more time. Easy, easy. Watching that. Get up here, John. Right here. You're taking forward, Dave. Forward, Dave. He's into the net. Wind down. Got him. All right. Stop winding. Strip a little line to me. Absolutely enormous brown, John. You'll fish many, many days on Lake Ontario to ever catch a brown that's bigger than this fish. This hammer spoon right here. You can see the black ladderback with the gold crack ice over the top of it, but more importantly, chartreuse. You can see where this is chipped up along the edge where it's been in the maw of a lot of different browns over the years. Check your speed there, Dave. Silverback on this particular spoon. Not part of the original spring setup that we went through on social media, but this morning you have to adapt and move on the fly. We looked at the water course coming down Lake Road on the way to the boat today. Very, very dark water conditions. So we're opting for, come on right in here, John. We're opting for more chartreuse, high-vis baits in that dirty, dirty water. Look at the size of this big brown. Great way to start. The telltale sign, you've seen me talk about it before, the thickness here through the shoulders. Brown trout are the one fish species where if they look big in the water, they're absolutely going to be a lot bigger once you get them in the net. What do you think about that fight, buddy?
A lot of fun. Good job.
Boy, when he got to the corner there, he didn't want to give it up, did he?
Nope. That fish.
We kept getting close to the beaded chain, and
I had to work it.
What you don't realize, that Butsy and Jimmy Roy, they were back like a couple of high school cheerleaders. They were like this behind you, cheering you on, making sure you got that big brown. Just a dandy, mister. Yeah, congratulations.
Jimmy, thank you. Good time.
That's the way it is right now on the back deck. The Saiff Charter 5 here, early in the spring, brown trout fishing on Lake Ontario. John Cornish just landed this enormous brown, tremendous one. Congratulations to him for catching a trophy. right out of the box. Now we got to get reset. We got a heavy wind. We got a quartering chop coming on the nose of the boat, a little bit to the right, Jeff. Now I want to give you a tip on how to set these rods. We've got 2 weight rods that are going down the side of the boats with tiny little split shot on them just to get them a bit down. So everybody wants to help you on the boat. They want to help you get rod set, but you can have a tangled mess if you don't handle it correctly. So come on right in here tight. We're going to take that hammer spoon that he caught that on, and here's your tip. When you got wind, it's going to blow the line around. It's going to blow you into other rods that are trolling down the side of the boat. So what we're going to do is we're going to check that leader, make sure that there's no nicks, that no damage was done. We look at our round nose snap clip and we make sure our hooks are perfect. They are. So we're going to drop this bait in the water, and we're going to keep the rod tip low, dead center. The reason we're doing that is because we don't want that line to blow around. Now what's going to happen is we're going to let this out. What I'm running in this turbid water condition today is just 6 rod pattern. Our outside planer line is at 120. The line inside is at 110. So I'm going to let these rods back until we get to 110 feet. As soon as I get to 110 feet, then I'm going to set this over the top of the weight rods and run it right out on the board, and it absolutely will not get tangled. I'm going to show you how that works. Right now, we're at 110. We're going to hold that weight in our mouth. Now we raise the rod. We bring it up in the water column. It only has to be 6 inches over this other line to clear. So we're going to hold the release. We're going to put it in like I've showed you in the past. We're going to move into this position, wind it up. We're looking for another rod to strike. We're going to hook that into the offshore. We're going to pull the tab down. We got medium condition as far as waves, so we're not doing a heavy set on the release. And now we float that right over the top of this weight rod, and it will not get tangled. We move it back out into the number 2 rod position on the planer board, and that chartreuse bait in these murky conditions is going to be in a good condition to take another big trophy fish. Just think about physics, think about what the wind is going to do to that bait as you set it, and then lay that rod right down the core with the rod tip low in a windy situation, raise it, float it over the top, and move it out into position so that it's ready for the next big brown to strike. I'm Captain Bill Saiff III. That's your tip when you're re-rigging after a giant trophy brown that Lake Ontario's given up.